Hi BookTube! So I finished quite a few books recently and I've missed a couple Friday reads, so I thought I'd hop on here and catch you up on what I've been reading. I did finish A Friend in Need by Judith Jackson. This is the first in the Bluebell Cafe Cozy Mystery series. This is her one-eyed cross-dressing English bulldog. Not as cute as Skippy, but still pretty funny. It doesn't feature as much in the story as some other cozy mysteries that have like an animal character that shows up a lot, but anyway, it's cute when he does show up. Anyway, our main character, Harriet Pickles, has opened up her dream bistro and just trying to get it up and running. It's still kind of underperforming a little bit. She's just trying to make ends meet when suddenly an old high school bully of hers shows up who decides she's going to open up a bistro right next door. So that doesn't go over very smoothly with her. There's some arguments and things going on between the two of them. And then one day she discovers the bully's body dead next door. And first she's a prime suspect, and then her cook is a real number one suspect. And she's got to try desperately to try and solve the crime and save her bistro and her chef and everything too. So it was really good. It's not quite as lighthearted. I didn't find so many funny moments as you do in some other cozy mysteries, but I still really like the characters and everything. It does get quite dicey towards the end, which I like when they kind of get themselves into a bit of a predicament. And but it was a really good, solid mystery. I really enjoyed it, and when I come across the next one, I will definitely pick one up. In addition to that, I finished reading, speaking of bullies from my other one, I finished the Silent Voice manga series. That's the 7-part manga series I picked up at work. I just borrowed it, so I have to get this back, so I need to do this kind of wrap-up of it. But it features a main topic of bullying, suicide, or attempted suicide. So some pretty hefty topics within it. We have our main characters. Let's see if I may get these mixed up because unfortunately the mangaka decided to pick the names so close to each other. But the boy's name is Shoya and the girl's name is Shoko. Shoko arrives at the school. She has left her previous schools because she was bullied, and her mom transferred her into this school, and unfortunately she encounters Shoya, who ends up bullying her. She's a deaf student, and for some reason that just bothers him. I don't know. He just constantly picks on her. The other students around him, his friends, aren't all that much better, but he is probably the main instigator, taking her notebook that she uses to communicate with him, throwing it, just harassing her in general, taking off her hearing aids, to the point where eventually she leaves the school and he gets 100% of the blame. Everyone else kind of points their finger. It was his reason. It's his fault. And suddenly the tables have turned and he becomes the one being bullied by his former associates or former friends. And then when you reach kind of the end of like volume 1, almost like 5 years or so have elapsed from the time the girl has left the school to when they meet up again. And he is trying to make amends for that. And the next volume, we kind of see a little bit of her perspective of it. And then all the subsequent volumes in the series are, like I said, him trying to be a better person, make amends for what he did. And you see a lot of the former friends of Shoya, who, like I said, weren't that much better, kind of showing up throughout the series, and kind of coming to realize their part they played in either not stopping things or comments that they made and things that they did. And it just really does a good focus on the effects of bullying, not only on the victim, but those around that person, how it affects her family, and also the bullier themselves. So anyway, it was very, very good. Like I said, I mentioned when I first talked about this series that some current coworkers had seen the anime version of this, and it actually made them cry. So maybe if I come across it someday, I will check it out and let you know what I think about it. I also finished reading Bellman and Black by Diane Sutterfield. I didn't enjoy this one quite as much as her other ones. It is definitely like a Victorian Gothic kind of feel to it. It features William Bellman as a young boy hanging out with his friends, and on a dare he shoots a slingshot and kills a rook. And that's something that'll kind of come back sort of to haunt him, you might say. It's a kind of difficult book to explain. William ends up kind of pretty much forgetting about that instance until it will come back to kind of haunt him a little bit later on. But he ends up working in a textile mill, learning everything about it, eventually kind of coming to own it and run it. And everything seems to be going very well. He's got a family, he's got children, and then things start to go bad. And wherever death seems to show up, this mysterious man in black shows up. And you're left to wonder, who is this person in black, who becomes known as Mr. Black, who he ends up entering into sort of this business partnership with. And I felt like the book left like too many unanswered questions for me. I understand the reader sort of, or the writer rather, is trying to leave it up to the reader to decide who this person is. And but for me, it just left a little too many unanswered questions. It does give a definite kind of creepy feel to it, and the situation where he shows up all the time, and but just a little too many unanswered questions. So not one of my favorite ones. Still was an entertaining read, but I recommend her other ones, The 13th Tale or Once Upon a River. I really enjoyed those much more. What am I currently reading? I am currently reading Loveless by Alice Oseman. This is a YA novel. She's the author of the graphic novel series Heartstopper. I think that's volume 1, 2, 3, 4. Read all of those. And I'll just go ahead and read you the synopsis of it fairly quick. It's a kind of a funny, honest, messy, completely relatable story of a girl who realizes that love can be found in many ways that don't involve sex or romance. From the marvelous author of Heartstopper comes an exceptional YA novel about discovering that it's okay if you don't have sexual or romantic feelings for anyone, since there are plenty of other ways to find love and connection. This is the funny, honest, messy, completely relatable story of Georgia, who doesn't understand why she can't crush and kiss and make out like her friends do. She's surrounded by the narrative that dating plus sex equals love. It's not until she gets to college that she discovers the A range of the LGBTQIA+ spectrum, coming to understand herself as asexual and aromantic. Disrupting the narrative that she's been told since birth isn't easy. There are many mistakes along the way to inviting people into a newly found articulation of an always known part of your identity. But Georgia's determined to get her life right with the help of and despite of the major drama of her friends. So yeah, it's interesting seeing her kind of navigate this, feeling like she's been left behind. Why isn't she not experiencing the same things that her friends do? Is she attracted to boys? Is she attracted to girls? She doesn't feel this attraction. Is she missing something? Why is this? So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'll let you know what I think about it. And then I don't have my current audiobook with me. One moment. I will bring it up. It is a sci-fi novel by Rachel Akis, who I've read several books of hers, and it is called, bringing it up on Goodreads, come on, Black Sheep. It's the book 1 in the Flight of the Javelin series, and I'm listening to this on audio. Awesome cover, isn't it? And it's kind of described as a space opera, and I think the easiest way is just to read you the synopsis. It says, an alien ship, stolen colonists. All Throttle wanted was a vacation. 15 years into a 20-year voyage, war veteran Captain Throttle Rain is looking forward to taking a break from dealing with malfunctions, glitches, and the hassles of monitoring 1,000 colonists in cryosleep. But when her colony ship breaks down in the middle of nowhere, Throttle and her crew must leave the colonists behind to search for help. They find a ship that's not only missing her crew, it's clearly not from their star system. It's the discovery of a lifetime. All they need to do now is tow the mysterious vessel back to their colony ship for further study, and Throttle won't ever have to work again. One problem. While they're away, the colony ship is stolen, with the colonists still on board. Throttle gives chase to a lawless star system on the Outer Rim. To get their colonists back, they must take on the pirates and gang lords who will do anything and sell anyone to make a buck. They play dirty, but Throttle and her crew play dirtier. Strap on your restraints and experience the start of this new space opera thrill ride. I really enjoy Rachel's books. I've read quite a few of them. The Deadland Saga is a zombie thriller, a zombie trilogy based on Dante's Inferno, Purgatory, and Paradise. Fantastic. She does, what I love the most about her books and her writing is her character development. And also the plots and the settings and everything. But her characters, you just really latch onto her characters. Just really great, well-developed you really like them, you really want them to succeed. And I'm so far already enjoying Captain Throttle and her crew, and excellent story so far. And I'm only a little bit into it, but really, really enjoying it. It's really caught my attention and excitement, and yeah, I'm loving it. So anyway, check out Rachel's books, Rachel Aukus, and yeah, what are you guys reading? Anything interesting? Listening to anything? Let me know down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.